All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? Because we are living through a huge shift in how we find, well, anything online. The whole game of web discovery is being rewritten as we speak, all thanks to AI.
So I have to ask you, and be honest, is your content totally invisible to AI right now? It's a serious question, because if it is, you've got a major problem brewing, and you might not even realize it yet. What worked for you yesterday, it's probably not going to work tomorrow.
And that right there, that brings us to what's being called the new invisibility problem. For years, we've all lived by the rules of traditional SEO, right? Well, that playbook just isn't going to cut it anymore. The game has changed on a fundamental level.
Here's the thing you absolutely have to get. AI systems don't read the web like old-school search engines. Nope, they process it. And that one little word change, it means everything. If you're not optimizing for their unique process, you might as well be invisible. And in this new world, being unseen means you're totally irrelevant.
So, before we can even think about fixing this, we've got to get our heads around the core differences. How does this new AI search actually work compared to the traditional search we all know? You know, understanding the why is always the most important step before you jump into the how.
And wow, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the classic search bots. They're patient, they'll happily chew through all your complex JavaScript, and they're pretty much obsessed with keywords and backlinks. But AI search, it's like a totally different species. It is impatient. We're talking timeouts of just 1 to 5 seconds. It really struggles with complicated JavaScript, and instead, it's laser-focused on clean structure and good metadata to figure out what your page is about. Instantly. It's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, so we get the problem. Now for the good part, the solution. Let's walk through a super actionable checklist you can use to make sure your content actually gets seen by all this new AI.
So here's your high-level game plan. It all starts with the basics. Clean, simple HTML. Your site has to be blazing fast with the most important stuff right at the top of the page. You've also got to go into your settings and explicitly allow the right kind of AI crawlers. And this is key. You have to start thinking in terms of structure. That means using semantic markup and even new standards like an lms.txt file. Think of it like a robots.txt, but made specifically for these new large language models. We're going to dig into a few of these right now.
Okay, first up, let's talk robots.txt. You know that little file? It used to be like a simple keep out sign. Not anymore. Now it's more like a sophisticated bouncer at a club. You need to be strategic. You can see in the example, you might want to roll out the welcome mat for a bot like PerplexCityBot, which is powering search results, while at the same time telling a bot like GPTBot, which is just there to scrape your content for model training, nope, you're not on the list. Making that distinction is absolutely vital. So, remember how we said these AI crawlers are super impatient? Well, here's exactly how you cater to that. Step 1, your content has to pop up in under a second. No excuses. Step 2, put the punchline first. Get the most important info as high up in the HTML code as you possibly can. And step 3, kill those read more buttons and multi-page articles. An AI crawler is probably not going to click it, which means it'll just miss out on all your best stuff. And this right here is why structure is the new king. Without these clear signals, your content is just a big, confusing wall of text to an AI. But when you use things like proper heading structure or semantic tags like article, you're basically handing the AI a map. You're saying, hey, this part is the main content, and this over here, that's just a sidebar. It's not just good practice anymore. It's like giving the AI a blueprint so it knows exactly what it's looking at, and it can do it fast.
But look, to set all this up right, you first have to know who's knocking on your digital door. There's a whole new crew of AI crawlers out there, and believe me, they are not all the same. Each one has a very different job to do.
Just take a look here. You can see that OpenAI has GPTBot, which goes around collecting data to train its models, but then it has a different one, ChatGPT User, that it uses when an actual person in ChatGPT asks it to go visit a website. Same with Perplexity. Its PerplexityBot is purely for search answers. Knowing the difference between a training bot and a search bot is absolutely fundamental to getting your access rules right.
So we've covered how to optimize for AI search, but that's really just the start. The next big thing, the real frontier, is getting your content ready for AI agents, systems that don't just read your website, they actually use it.
So what exactly are these AI agents? Well, think of them as an AI that can actually click around and interact with your website to get stuff done. So instead of just reading your amazing travel blog, an agent could actually book the flight you recommended or add that cool product you're selling to a shopping cart. They're doers, not just readers.
Getting ready for this means you have to start thinking about something called agent-responsive design. It's all about making your site super predictable and dead simple for a machine to navigate. We're talking clearly labeled buttons, consistent menus, and please, no annoying pop-ups that could totally derail an AI. And what's really cool is that a lot of this stuff, like using ARIA labels, is exactly what you do for human web accessibility. It turns out a site that's easy for assistive tech is also pretty easy for an AI agent.
Okay, but while we're getting all excited about the future, let's take a quick reality check. As amazing as this technology is, the AI crawlers that are out there right now, they are very much a work in progress. They're far from perfect.
Now get this, just let this number sink in for a second. Right now, a full 34%, that's more than 1 out of every 3 requests from an AI crawler, just fails. It hits an error. That's why having clean, simple, super accessible content isn't just a nice idea, it's an absolute necessity to work around the tech's current flaws.
And if that wasn't enough, check this out. Today's AI crawlers are an absolutely staggering 47 times more inefficient than something like Googlebot. 47! They burn through a massive amount of resources trying to figure pages out. So by making your site lean and fast, you're not just helping them, you're basically giving yourself a much better chance that they'll actually finish processing your content before their little timer runs out.
At the end of the day, the takeaway here is crystal clear. The old way of thinking, just blocking any bot you didn't recognize, that's over. It's done. In this new world, you have to be smart, you have to be strategic, and you have to optimize now if you want to stay ahead of this AI revolution. So that really just leaves one big question on the table for you to think about. When you look at your website, your blog, your entire online world, is it really, truly ready for what's coming next?